Hey guys, it's Kristen at Crafty Cat Doc. I wanted to come on today and show you guys this new Better Homes and Gardens 5-ring binder cookbook that I did. I'm super excited about it. This is the first of the ring binders I've done. And I love the way it turned out. So you can see on the cover I've put some of the Tim Holtz utensils on there. I've got a hitch post closure with just some seam binding and lace tool and some little pearls. The binding was, the binding was cracked just a little bit, and I was worried about its integrity, so I went ahead and put some of a tablecloth on there that I love. And that's about it to the cover. It's very stuffed full, so whoever gets this may want to take some stuff out, but I kind of went overboard with what I included. So in the front here, I've got just this vellum envelope with some cutoffs from the papers and some things that I had planned to put in there and just didn't have room for. So you can use that to decorate or whatever. So most of the pages in the book were in great condition, but the front page was not. I really wanted to include it. You can see how it's real torn. So I just sewed it between two transparencies so that I could get it in there. Just kind of playing around to see how it would work, and I love how it turned out. Copyright's 1953 on this book. My husband is weed eating outside. If you hear that, I'm sorry. And then I've just done a ruffle here and a little fabric up there. Most of the linens in this book are actual vintage aprons, vintage hand towels, you know, just vintage kitchen linens. So this is from an apron. This is not. Some of these little tabs are some samples I bought, or scraps I just bought off of Etsy recently. But anyway, I love how that turned out. This is just a little collage here. All of the milk caps in here are true vintage milk caps. This flips open. There's an ad here. All of the ads are the original ephemera. They are from, I had like 3 1940s editions, Saturday Evening Post, and all the ads in here are from those. So this is just journaling space with coffee dyed paper. There is a tag here with, it's just coffee dyed paper as well. And I can't, sorry guys, I'm stretching to film, so I'm not going to be able to put stuff back. On the back side here, there's a pocket with some green steps, but they're not green, family discount stamps, recipe card, another ad, and some ledger paper. There's just some journaling space with a little collaging there. This is part of a handwritten recipe. This is a page from, I did not include a ton of pages from the book. I do have them all, and if whoever purchases the journal wants them, I'll send them to you. But I just included a few. And these are vintage linen printables from Johanna. Her Etsy site is little bindy, and she has some beautiful printed or digital linens, and I love those, so I included that on there. Again, included some of the binders, some of the dividers from the book. I do have the others, and again, if whoever buys it wants them, I'll ship them. Got this little charm on there. This is a vintage placemat that I just cut the embroidery out of. There is an ad in there, and I've just put an old recipe sheet on the back there. This is a magazine page, and there's tracing paper, or not tracing paper, it's actually onion skin paper over it. So there's a pocket on the front and a pocket on the back. I did not put anything in there because I wanted you to be able to see the papers, but you can do that. Another magazine page with some journaling space and some fabric on the back. This is a sheet from it's actually a little booklet on canning, and I've put a little muslin pocket on the back with a recipe card, an index card, and a printable. I think these are from, oh, I don't remember who they're from. I'll have to look it up. There's more of them in here. This is just some graph paper. I've made an envelope out of the book. There's nothing in it. Put a little collage on the back. This is a paper clip fabric flower that I made. Some ledger paper. Flips open. There's a pocket there with a little index card divider and a pocket on the back. with another ad, recipe card, and one of the Betty Crocker recipe card library cards. There's a page from from another recipe cookbook with just a magazine cut out there. This is a page from my magazine. I just love the colors, but the recipes look pretty good too. So another just graph paper with some collaging. It was a recipe booklet that I took the cover off of and just made a little booklet out of coffee dyed paper there. This is a handwritten recipe. This flips open. Here we have one of those ads from the 1940s Saturday Evening Posts. They were huge magazines. And this is just a little writing space with some fabric. There is a pocket on the back. I don't have anything in there. This is another ad from the Saturday Evening Post. This is a page from the Julia Child's cookbook, and I've sewed 2 pages together to make a pocket, and there's just some coffee dyed paper with a little fabric tag. Let's see. This is I just got these recipe cards at a yard sale this weekend, and the copyright is in Roman numerals, and I meant to look it up before I started this, and I did not, so anyway. I've just put some coffee dyed paper on. I got these little pieces of hardware at an estate sale recently, and they're really, really fun. Here I have just a little fabric cluster. This is from a vintage apron as well. This is a vintage sheet, and then just some muslin. Just some journaling space there. Some graph paper that is a pocket at the top. I do not have anything in there. Here I have just a scrap of coffee dyed paper with some trim I put up and an index divider. This is a pound cake recipe that I made a pocket out of. These are some more of the vintage linen printables that I included. I was going to put them in the book and I just never did, so I just stuck them in that pocket. This is a vintage photo. The real photo, you can see someone wrote June 4th, 1950 on it. It looks like a grandmother and her granddaughter, possibly. And I've got this Recipe Savers envelope with nothing in it and a recipe card. Here is what looks like resume paper or something that I've, again, used a little piece of that hardware on the top to put some coffee stain paper, and I glued a milk cap at the top there. This, again, is fabric from a vintage apron. Here is another page from that canning book, and there's coffee dyed paper, and I did a little edge punch on it. This is from a vintage napkin. Again, just more journaling space. This is a page from the cookbook. I don't love the pictures that come in these cookbooks. They're just a little too much for me. But I love the vintage kitchen, or the retro kitchen, so I put that one in there. On the back there, the holes just needed reinforcing. You can tell they're torn, so I put a vintage linen there, or printable linen there. This is just it was a notebook I got at an estate sale. You can see the accountant's name was stamped up there, and I included that. This opens up, and there's a pocket there with, again, some more of the, I want to say they're from Artie Mae's, but they may not be. I'll have to look it up. But they were journaling pages, and I included, or I just cut them down and made them into little journaling cards. There's green stamps. Hold on just a second, guys. My 3-month-old is crying, as I'm sure you hear. Okay, sorry, I don't have a pause feature on my camera, and I really don't want to start over, sorry. And so, again, that just closes. There's plenty of space to put things there. And then this is a pocket, and inside I've just made another little booklet out of some pages of a recipe booklet. This is a coaster from the Target Dollar Spot. I just think they're really cute, so I punched it and put one in. This is a 7-Up ad from the Saturday Evening Post books. You can see copyright 1949. I made a pocket out of that with some coffee dyed paper, and it's got a vintage sheet ruffle at the top. It has strawberries on it, so I thought it was cute next to that strawberry coaster, and I can't get that in. Some graph paper with the digital linen on it. This is a page from a 1959 planner, calendar, agenda thing. On this divider there is a little fabric bead. Here's more of the tablecloth that's on the spine with just some journaling space. This is a magazine page with some a recipe sheet. Actually, it's from the Happy Planner recipe book, and a little ad from the Saturday Evening Post. Another page from the from our pressure cooking booklet, and there's vintage apron sewn on with some rickrack. Some more of the blue magazine pages about tacos. I made this one into a little pocket, and so it's got a handwritten dill pickle recipe and just a little vintage recipe paper. Here's a pocket made out of a cookbook page with a handwritten recipe on an index card, and then there's some little jotted notes on a piece of junk mail, it looks like. I thought it was really cute. And on this side we have more from a vintage apron, and I just made a journaling card out of one of the Betty Crocker recipe card library cards. Here is another paper clip that I made with, that's vintage apron as well, and I made another envelope out of the pages. On the back there's a handwritten recipe, and that's a little pocket. Back on in a minute. This page is a belly band, and inside it there are several of the ads from the magazine. There's just a cut off of the scrapbook paper, and a couple more ads, and then this tiny little handwritten recipe. On the back side I have another little booklet I made with the other recipe cards. There's just another page from the book, another journaling page. This is, I took an index card and Mod Podge some of the, it's a napkin from the Target Dollar Spot, the same line as that coaster. I just really thought it was cute. Sewn that on as a pocket. There's a Green Step Award in there, a recipe card, and another ad. On the back we have a journaling spot with vintage apron, a lemonade top, and then this flips up and there's another ad from the magazines. I love that one. It's so colorful. And that just pops back in. This is a magazine page that I've made into a pocket with the vintage apron, journaling spot, green stamps, and handwritten recipe. This is an envelope I made out of a magazine page. There's nothing in there, but it just flips up and you can put something in there. This page is just collage with journaling space, some fabric, and a digital linen. On this side there's also a 7-Up ad. More journaling space with a little fabric collage at the top. On the back of this one we've got a muslin pocket with another recipe card, journaling card, and vintage apron. Magazine page. This is vintage sheet with just a journaling spot. Another page from the book that can be used as a tuck. This is just a bingo card that I've made into a journaling card. And this is a fabric napkin. It's embroidered. So I've included that. I made it a pocket on both sides. Some more of the notes on junk mail and another ad from the magazine. Just a journaling spot with an ad from the magazine and some fabric. This is an employee record. I got it at the same estate sale that accountant. There's a whole bunch of these and they're really cool. But it just flips out. It's vintage apron. Another page from that calendar. Another magazine page. Journaling page with some collage. This is part of a doily, table runner, or something that I've sewn in there as a little fabric flip. Just journaling spot with pocket made from a little recipe booklet with some more ads in there. On this side, again, I've included a couple more of the printable linens. This is a page from, I don't know if this is the first one I've come across. I put several pages in here. This is from a Cutco cookbook. I've seen several people haul them and use them, and they're super cute. I just love the images in them, so I included a couple pages from that. There's another one of the maybe Artie Mae's kit, flower seed packets, handwritten recipe card, an ad, and this flips open. This is the handwritten recipe with a couple more of those printables. I've got a handwritten recipe card in there, 2 blank vintage index cards, and then this is a fold out flip a la Gail Agostinelli. On this one I put a handwritten recipe, this one some cards and a recipe. Inside both of these envelopes there's just some journaling space with coffee dyed paper. And then this is a pocket as well with a couple goodies in there. So, and that's just it's from a Peter Pan peanut butter packaging, and another recipe, handwritten recipe. And then on the back, this pocket just has another vintage photo of people eating at a picnic. I thought it was really cute. And a couple more just little goodies in there. And that is it, guys. She is stuffed, as you can tell. I think that's the binding was actually in good condition. The spine was in good condition when I started, and I broke it by stuffing it a little too full. But it was fun. And again, you can take some things out of there, and that just flips over and closes. So I'm going to get it up on my Etsy shop today, guys. If you're interested, take a look. I had a lot of fun making it. I do have another one that I'm going to do, probably in a similar style. And I'm going to go get my baby again. Thanks for watching, guys.